Hey everybody, so I'll just thought I'll make a quick video about reading books as a programmer. Um, I kind of don't share of a lot of stuff that I kind of do day to day, but just for sake of this example, one of the things I do a lot is reading books, and it's a very strange one because I do spend a lot of money buying books, ebooks, and all that stuff, and I just got a book actually. Recently, I got a book. It's called "Designing Data Intensive Applications." I heard a lot about this book, but finally um, managed to get my hands on it, and I started to read the book. It's good. It's good. There is good things. There is few things that are new to me, and there is a lot of things that are just old, and I don't need to reread those things, or I don't need a reminder, so it looks like 90% of the stuff that's there is the stuff that I kind of just do on daily basis, so I don't need to kind of go through the whole book. But then there is sections where I notice things that I just didn't know those things. I had not heard anybody talk about those things, and there is nice charts as well. So yeah, then I guess I think this book is it cost me £40, I think, if I'm not wrong. Now the question, I guess, is if you're spending so much money on books, a lot of times you just end up learning nothing. At least me personally, a lot of times I end up learning nothing because I kind of rely more on my experience, what I have seen, than relying on books, and I'm very skeptical and very critical about what I read. So, not everything is convincing to me, at least to me. But anyway, I do buy a lot of books, and 90% of the time, 90% of every book is just rubbish. It's text heavy. It doesn't get to the point pretty quickly as it should, and I learned that that's how books work. That's I don't know. Maybe there is some incentive to the authors to make these books big, but um, then there is that other 10%. If 90% is crap, what's 10%? Out of that 10%, you'll find that 5% is okay, and then there is 5% that is actually applicable. That 5% is kind of the gold you can take and then apply to your career, and you might see results. Okay, so we're kind of left with 5% there. So if I were to kind of just do what I do, I write code, I work for the company, speak to the clients and all that stuff. If I just continue doing what I do, what are the chances that I would sort of stumble upon that 5% eventually? I think at this point in my career, the chances are very slim. Chances are really slim because a lot of good programmers, they don't tend to share things. They wouldn't mind sharing. Things are just not their priority. It's not their priority to share things. They got a job, this and that. So what are the chances I would have um, found this 5% of knowledge somewhere? They were slim, and I don't think I would have found very easily unless I actually speak and work with certain people. I would not have. Now like I said, I spend £40 on this book. Okay, what's 5% of that? I don't know. Anyway, so I guess the point I'm trying to make is that majority of the stuff that's there is useless. It is not applicable. It's just written in a horrible way, and a lot of other problems. But once you read the whole book, you kind of, a lot of the times, you end up finding something that's really applicable, and you would not have found it elsewhere, even with a lot of experience. Sure as hell, you would not have discovered that yourself. So I guess that's the biggest point of this whole video. If you do tend to buy books, you need to realize majority of the stuff that there is going to be rubbish. It's not going to be applicable. It's going to be very heavy on theory, very light on practical stuff, and then there is going to be 3 4 5% that might actually be very good, and you will not learn that elsewhere. So to discover that 5%, was it worth buying this 40-pound book? Absolutely, it was worth every penny, just to discover that 5%, because nobody else would have taught me that information. So yeah, it's interesting, because books sometimes they're tedious. It's not easy to go through them. You have to spend hours and hours and hours. I mean, this book is, I think, probably 1,000 pages long, and but a lot of times the good information, good bits, is just hidden. It's just buried somewhere in the book, and if you're able to find it, good for you. Write that down for yourself so you can apply that. And a lot of times this information becomes so damn useful in the interviews. A lot of times you'll say things that you read in the book to the interviewer, and they'll be shocked to hear those things. Yeah, and these things you only find in the books. So yeah, if the books cost money, that's fine, as long as you even if it's just 1%, even just that one little thing you learn from that book, write it down, apply it, and it does pay off in long term. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I think books are great, and anybody needs any recommendation, let me know in the comments or just message me. I got a free ebook in the description. If you want to grab that as well, go ahead. And yeah, I'll hopefully speak to you guys next time. All right, bye.